Alright, and happy Father's Day for all the papas out there, including myself. I really wanted today to make a list of 8 awesome dads in video games. And of course, the criteria has to be that they're a dad or a dad-like figure. Sometimes blood doesn't mean as much as the actual what they do to go and the lengths they go, so they also included on this list for being papas. And today we're going to talk about 8 of them. So without any further ado, let's get into my list of 8 awesome dads in video games. Starting off my list is Barret from Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth. Barret was always one of my favorites, even in the original Final Fantasy VII. He's filled with badass one-liners, he has a cool design, and a fucking machine gun mounted on his hand, so how can he not be a fan favorite? However, in the remake, and especially Rebirth, you get to see more inside the mind of Barret, the struggle of wanting to be the best dad possible for Marlene. Even more so, he wants to protect this little girl, despite not really being her father blood related. The events of Rebirth really solidified this for me when he meets an old friend that Barret will fight and live on simply to make Marlene have a better life. And to me, that's what matters. That's what a father does. But my number 7 is Ethan Winters. Hey, I don't care what you say about Resident Evil 8, but I never doubted this man's ambition to save his daughter. Now, Ethan does make some, how do we say it, questionable choices throughout his adventure, but he'll fight through a town filled with werewolves, get his hands chopped off, fight a big titty vampire with a fat ass. Okay, maybe that last one's not too bad. I wouldn't mind doing that myself. I feel you, Ethan. But Ethan does go through the castle of hell just to see his little girl again. A father driven by rage and determination, and an ending to the game really sold me on how badass and great Ethan is as a father, even if he does make some really fucking questionable choices sometimes. And my number 6 is Joel, because you knew that Last of Us had to show up here. And as a person, Joel is a very multi-layered character, just like almost any character in the Last of Us franchise. And I hate some of the things that Joel does, and the reason he does it covers up more on just what he wants to do rather than what he should do or what he could do. So yes, it's hard for me to fully support everything that Joel does. Saying that, as a protector, as someone who cares for Ellie, Joel is bar none one of the best dads on this list when it comes to protecting their daughter. To the point, and spoilers for people here who have not played the game and beaten it or watched the show, he saves Ellie, not letting her die when she might have been the cure for a disease that is destroying humanity. It's pretty crazy, but it works well enough to show how far Joel would actually go. And for that, as someone who played the game before I had a kid and was kind of mad that Joel wouldn't even acknowledge or maybe talk to Ellie about that possibility, to the fact that now I have a daughter and I pretty much would do anything to protect her, including killing anyone who would dare try to kill her. Coming in number 5 is Papa Nier. So Nier is a funny story. In the West, when it originally came out, he was a dad, but in the original version, he was a brother. I myself prefer Papa Nier more. Papa Nier, really, I know people are like, Papa Nier, that's a weird name. I'm saying Papa Nier. It's my accent, you know. Well, anyway, he just wanted to settle down and make it with his daughter. Doing random jobs in the village to just make enough money to feed her, basically surviving. But when his daughter is kidnapped about halfway through the game, he raises hell to get her back. The ending really just stuck with me, what he's willing to do for her, and I absolutely loved it. He is a true Papa Bear. You like that? Papa Nier, Papa Bear? Oh my god, I gotta stop. Alright, at number 4 is Asura from Asura's Wrath, which is an underlooked gem of a game that I had a blast playing back in the day. However, now that I'm a father, the scenes hit a little bit harder than before. Asura loses his wife during the game, and that's already pain enough, but then to go to hell and back to rescue and save his daughter is just heartbreaking and beautiful to see. By the end, all the rage, all the anger, all the pure fuel of not giving up gives Asura enough power to find his daughter, but at what cost? This just goes to show you the length a parent will go to make sure that his child is happy. And it hits like a fucking truck the older I get with my own daughter. So yeah, check this game out if you haven't. This is definitely an underlooked gem, but also the fact that I really resonate with the story the older I get. Alright, number 3 is Papa Kratos, and while some people prefer the young and ambitious Kratos slaughtering gods from his old days, the loss of his wife and child and getting a second chance really helps flush out the Papa Bear in him. Kratos now is a character who wants to teach his son the right ways in life, but also struggles with his own personal demons such as rage and anger. Similar to Asura, the love is there, but Kratos evolves and changes throughout the years to be much more reasonable. But if you hurt or mess with his son, this dude's gonna fuck you up still, because that old Kratos is always in there. He just learned to live with that. But that makes him a really fun, interesting dad who will again protect his son at all costs, but also fuck your shit up if he needs to. My number 2 is Geralt, and replaying Witcher 3 as of late might make me have some recency bias, but man oh man, he sure does love his daughter. Well, Ciri might not be his daughter by blood. The fact that he cares deeply for her to the point of going through many different lands and villages seeking her to aid her as these creatures go after her is so damn touching. On top of that, the few times that he thought that she died, especially one in particular with a piece of shit guy who kills women, really sets the tone of what he would do in order to not only get her back, but also exact revenge on anyone who would dare hurt her. Both tough and touching, Geralt is one of the best fathers out there in gaming. And my number 1 is Lee Everett. I haven't played the Walking Dead games in years, but I fondly remember my time with Lee and Clementine. The circumstances of coming together from the outbreak really helped build a foundation of what they become, because this is basically a very father and daughter dynamic. The fact that Lee goes out of his way to teach Clementine things to survive, including protecting herself, as well as just regular survival things, really stands out even more as someone who cares and wants to protect a child, but also knows how rough the world can be and wants her to prepare herself to protect herself in case he's not there. On top of that, the ending to The Walking Dead is both hopeful in some way, but really sad. And it's a very cry-heavy moment that makes Lee and Clementine one of my favorite father and daughter relationships in gaming, and makes Lee one of my favorite fathers, period, in any media. And that's my list for 8 awesome dads in video games. Now, of course, there's a lot more dads that I didn't even put on here. There's dads that resonate with other people more than me. The fact is, none of these are in order. It's not like Lee is better than everybody else, even though maybe he is for me. But personally, these are just out of order, but awesome 8 dads that I enjoyed in games. But I would love to see your list, because, you know, I always forget characters. I always not think about them, and then people post them below, and I'm like, wow, yeah, I forgot that 100%. So, list yours below. If it's not 8, list your top 3 dads in video games. List your favorite dad in video games. It doesn't matter. Just list something so I can read about it and maybe say, wow, I can't believe I forgot that character. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope all the dads out there watching have a great Father's Day. I hope all the mamas out there who are papas too in their hearts have a great Father's Day. And I never said, you know, happy Mother's Day to the mamas out there, because I didn't make a video this year like I did last year. But happy late Mama's Day. Because let's just say, all the fighting back and forth of who's more important, I gotta say, being a parent in general is a lot of fucking work. At least if your kid is very rambunctious like mine. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy the list. If you do, hit the like button. As always, I'm going to do a quick little run around. Here we go. And hit the subscribe button if you love me. And that's it. That's all I got. Have a good day, guys.